Okay, and welcome to Movie Crap Alive. How is it going tonight? Make sure you can hear me.
She always leaves you thinking.
Okay. Hello to Cornbread, Austin, William Owen, Purple Goop, Sinram, K-Master. Hello to all. Sorry, I just want to hear my. Hey! Okay, just to check. Oh, let's lower the mic a little bit. I will send the things now. Welcome to Movie Crap Live. I think it's going to be a pretty good show. I'm down. I'm ready. It's been a week, as it always is. Hello to everyone who is watching. Oh, Pup is here. How's it going? Nathaniel Fogg is here. Oh man, okay, people are starting to show up and all that stuff. All right. Let's oh, Jordan Salafalo. Look at this. Okay, let's hold on. Sorry. Let's hey, what's up? How's it going? All right. Yes, I am here. I am here. I think I've noticed these past couple weeks there's not like a big like thing. It's more like a bunch of little things. That's what I've noticed. I'm like, it's always hard to even do a thumbnail. You're like, here's a bunch of shit. Guess that's not a good one. Anyway, I do actually have a good amount of things, cool things to announce or talk about in the opening segment, and then we'll get into it. But first off, in cool movies I watched, I guess, I actually got to watch Empire Strikes Back with my son. Oh, hello, Javier Portello. Because he wanted to, because he was curious about Yoda. And I was a little nervous because Empire Strikes Back's a little more like character heavy, and it's not like his thing. Uh, no cornbread. I didn't wear it because of the thing. I wore it because it's like a really comfy shirt. I was gonna wear my Animat shirt, but I was like, I just want to wear it. I have this and this shirt, like the Birdland shirt, for the jazz club my parents got me, but I was like, I just wear this. That one's kind of too big. Anyway, sorry, doesn't matter. So we watched Empire Strikes Back, and I was nervous. I forgot like that movie is still a Star Wars movie and very much moves. I think like our critical view or mature view or whatever it is has made it seem like it's like an art movie or something. And it's not. It moves like a Star Wars movie. It does get like slower in comparison, but like it moves very cool. I was like, okay, this is not that big of an issue. I overanalyzed that. But the one part that was really cool, and he didn't want to talk about it, was, I was more concerned about Yoda and Luke and, all that stuff. And I forgot, like, oh yeah, there's like a whole thing at the end of Empire Strikes Back. Spoilers if you don't know this. um, yeah, sorry. I'm gonna spoil Empire Strikes Back. But yeah, when he says like, Luke, I'm your father, and then he was just watching it, and then like I saw this little kid's like mouth go like whoa, because I didn't prep him for. I was like didn't think about it because I was worried about all the other stuff. But it was a cool moment. He was like didn't talk about it later, but yeah, I kind of I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever do a Star Wars ranking, although I do love that original trilogy a lot. But I always say, and Star Wars fans hate this, and I think I've said it on here somewhere before. If you are someone who's like, I've never seen a Star Wars movie, what should I see just so I can like be in the cultural lexicon or whatever? Here's what I say. Uh um I was go watch the first one and then Empire Strikes Back, and if you want to go on, go on. But if not, you're good. Because those are the two influential ones. Return of the Jedi, you can argue, and the other ones you could be like important 90s, blockbusters or 2010s, and yeah, you can argue that. But overall, I think Force Awakens you could because that has become so influential. But like the rest of them, like if you only want to watch two of them, you're good because Empire is very influential, and obviously Star Wars is very influential. You don't need to watch every single one. But then Star Wars fans get mad at me and they're like, "No, you should watch all of them." And I'm like, "Dude, chill. This is probably why Star Wars got knocked down is because you can't say like just watch 2. You like literally if you want to get the cultural osmosis, I think 2 is even a big ask for most people. But like, every sequel is influenced by Empire Strikes Back, like every one. So it's like I do agree it is very important. It's also like I do like that Lucas. It does still feel like Lucas is like, I think I fucked up and made this blockbuster thing. I'm real sorry, you guys. I'm gonna make this kind of a bummer, but also the ending does not play like a bummer ending. It's like, oh, we're gonna save Han. It's gonna be all right. And then the music's all like yippee. I'm like, okay. It's like I don't think this is. It's kind of funny. New Hope is a real victory, and the vampire is like, I mean, you have a robot hand now, and like Han's in carbon freezing, but I think we're gonna figure it out. And they're just like he flies off with the music. Although it is, I will say, watching Empire near E.T. You can tell the John Williams-ness of E.T. and Empire bleed into each other. You can kind of hear similar scores, obviously in all of scores, but I feel like when like Yoda's bring the X-wing, you can hear. Anyway, this is not the Empire Strikes Back stream. The other news, I did see Michael. I think that maybe had the reverse effect on me because afterwards I was like, I'm gonna listen to other people cover. Like I just listened to Miles Davis because he does a good Human Nature cover. I was like, maybe I should listen to that album. Not that my dad and his jazz friends like those songs. That album, that's 80s Miles, which is not. It's a little Muzak-y, but I was like, I kind of want to listen to Michael Jackson after that movie. I don't know. It didn't work. Anyway, sorry. Moving on. 2 cool things happen. These are sort of like this and then video updates. But E.T. was in a Star Wars movie. And Empire Strikes Back figures were in E.T. Which is, and then, Yoda was in E.T. and whatever. So 2 things. One, my voice was in this cartoon called Care Bear Crash Out. It came out this past weekend. I posted it everywhere. But if you did not see it, go back through my socials or whatever. I believe it's in the Discord and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. I always, like, if you didn't know or anyone listening, I will always give my voice to any. I like being a cartoon. It's fun. So I really don't mind. It's super easy doing a few lines for something. And it was a cool cartoon. And I'm very thankful that they asked me. But I think that was already posted. So I won't talk too much about it. But the other thing, and I should have a link, which I do not have. And I'm going to go find it. Somebody made, unprompted, a Mazinga 7 music video, the Nockforce song. And it's legitimately really good. Like, I was shocked at how good this dude did with it. Red Comet dash whatever. I'm going to post this in the... They made a... What? Why? Whatever. Okay. I'm going to post this in the chat. I believe I'm allowed to do this. Hey, Ratboy Mickey. This guy made this. It's really cool. I posted the thing, and I for real mean it. In my mind, this is the official Mazinga 7 music video. I did already comment on it. I'm going to post it everywhere tomorrow. So if you don't want to watch it now, I will post it and stuff. But it was really good, and it came out of nowhere, and I thought, awesome job. They found the movie we were referencing. He didn't, like, I don't know why he decided to do it, but awesome job. All right, but I don't know the gender of this person, but they did a great job. I really enjoyed it. I need to tell Ian, but other than that, it was. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Definitely brightened my day. Made me feel very cool that like a cool thing can be made of a song I made. What was it? 18 years ago. It was kind of neat. So I was happy about that, and it was and I hadn't listened to that song in a while. I don't listen to my own stuff like a weird person a lot. And I was like, oh, this song is good, and it's like feels better with all. It looks like a Toonami thing because he used just clips from Protectors of Space, which is a $1 DVD we got. Anyway, I'll do. Black Sea Oxwinkle said, when are we getting a Kevin James biopic finally? I think that would actually be pretty good. Oh, and sorry, I did not do a energy drink thing. But I've had this for a little bit. It is I don't understand what a protein soda is, but apparently it is a energy drink. It better be. It says it has caffeine in it, and I need that. Whoa. Wait, Kevin James isn't in Mike and Molly? Which one's Mike and Molly? Some of the newer shows, I'm like, what the fuck is. Anyway, cheers to you, Bloxy. Tastes like medicine. Thank you very much for the super chat, Bloxy. I love the Kevin James one. You always get to be first. I don't understand all the protein. I'm not good at knowing workout stuff, clearly. Anyway, Mazinga 7 was cool. Sorry about last weekend. I don't know. I sort of haven't been feeling well lately. And I really just passed out on Friday, and I just felt really cold and sick on Saturday, and I've sort of been having headaches and stuff. So I'm sorry about last weekend. It really I wanted to have 2 videos on Friday and then a video on Saturday, and it was just the movie review vote, and then not until Sunday. So apologies, but I wasn't feeling great. However, this weekend, in honor of Mazinga 7, but also because I finally got my shit together about a few things, there will be on Patreon, there will be the party song commentaries coming out this weekend, as well as I'm going to release the background music, the background music compilation, volume 4. So as well, so it's sort of like I was like, Mazinga 7's coming out. These things were going to come out around now. Let's have them all come out this weekend. While I'm working on also other bigger projects and Michael and all those things. So it'll be a cool gym music weekend, I guess, sort of. There'll be other stuff, but that's what's going on. I just wanted to announce that. And I think that's everything. Yes? I forget. Oh, the Beat It, Eat It thing happened. It was cool. And the producers jump out. I'm going to take this off. Every time I think... Oh, really? That's what I honestly just sometimes buy energy drinks because I'm like, I haven't done this one. That's about it. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. We do have a full show. Sorry. I feel like that was meandering, but isn't that the show? All right. This and everything I do is supported by you, the amazing fans, either through super chats during the show. If we get to $20, I will flash these beautiful lights here. If we get to $40, I will do Godzilla. Where is Godzilla out right now? Let's see. Where are we, Godzilla? Okay, so that means if we get to 40, you will hear the amazing Godzilla fart sound. Sophie found out I used this for that, and she was like, oh, that's a cool idea. So Sophie approved, I guess. But as well as the Patreon, where it has all sorts of exclusive stuff, like you get my commentary for the party song music video and song, which will be out this weekend, as well as cool things like postcards for the $10 and up patrons, which that will be going up soon. What was I going to say? And all sorts of cool access to all sorts of neat things. And before I sort of reboot the thing, you can join and think, you can be like, I was there before that, man. I'm a true fan or something. I don't know. That's the thing you care about. Also, it is the first place I post on before my socials about any video I have. It's a great way to keep up with the show as well as support me if you can't be here to do a super chat or anything like that. And of course, if you're financially able to, it's just a great way to support what's going on. And you get all sorts of cool exclusive stuff. And you get a new thing this weekend if you're a patron. So expect that. You get extra content. And it's a pretty long, if it's like 13 minutes, a long thing. I go on too much. You know about me. I don't know. I can go on about shit. Dan, you watched Cinderella. Cool. I like that one. That's their comeback, sort of. Also, the Discord, which is an amazing community. I still get compliments on it, by the way. Run by Cornbread, Austin, Zane Powers, and Ryan Walterson. They do a wonderful job. I believe they're not doing a movie watch this week, unless do not know about that. Hey, Gary, what's up? However, they do all sorts of stuff, cool stuff like daily questions. I've been doing a lot of daily questions. I need to do a Mel Brooks one soon. But all sorts of stuff, licensed playing card, which I actually have one, not one I use, but different one that, this Saturday you're watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Oh, that's hilarious. I'll just reveal it. I've shot a review for Mortal Kombat Annihilation for next weekend. That's funny. Wow. I didn't know that. That's hilarious. We do not. They just do their thing. That's funny. Anyway, um, yes. Anyway, yeah, it's a really wonderful community. It's really great. It's the Discord I'm most active in, and I will post in Licensed Playing Card channel because I have a post for that as well. This Saturday. This Saturday. Yes. Hey, Nattenbox64. They're doing Annihilation, but I will have a review of Annihilation, so you'll be ready to watch that review if you go to that watch along for Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I will remember that, so I will not post at the same time as that because I forget and I feel stupid. And I shouldn't do that. Not that anyone actually gets mad at me, but I think that is not cool because, Anyway, here we go. Are they going to delay it again? that's what I think. The Mr. Sunday movies, man, I love that channel. I used to never watch it, and now it's like, oh, they have a new. I will watch. Man, they are very enjoyable to listen to. All right. Anyway, I'm going to do a bunch of trailers up front because there's a lot of big trailers, and obviously there's a trailer in the thumbnail. So let's get into it. The Resident Evil trailer, Zach Krieger's Resident Evil, the trailer's finally come out. There was actually, I heard people shit talking on Tuesday that trailer would not come out this week, and it was bullshit. I love when people are like, the trailer's not out, fuck this. And I'm like, they never gave you a time. They just said this week. It's like, oh my God. Anyway, it looked really cool. I think the thing about this, and I said it in the Skeet tweet, whatever, is if this was not a Resident Evil movie, um, if this is not a Resident Evil movie, I would still be super hyped for this movie. Like it's a really cool idea of like sort of kind of seeing a one night when the zombie apocalypse happened from one guy's perspective is fucking cool. I barely play Resident Evil games. I actually never saw the movie because I'm a real one, and Romero was supposed to be involved and then fired, and I was like, fuck this shit. So it's like I just ignored it. But now I'm like, I have been like, anytime in the 2010s I'd see movies that'd be like, anytime there'd be a trailer, it's like, man, I should really get on that. I should have. Anyway, Nattenbox After Hours of Zombies is always, man. After Hours is like the most influential movie. Like Safdie brothers, like so many times. I need to review After Hours because I feel like I just end up talking about it a lot. It's just like, although I will say, Gary, I'll tell you this. That used to play on the closed circuit TV in the SVA cafeteria a lot. Like After Hours played all the time at school, so that's anyway. Sorry, Nattenbox64 says heard about a Saudi Arabia movie that's tanking. I have heard about it. I mean, I think the problem with that is I don't know anyone. I don't know anything about. I didn't really get to look it up because it just seems like everyone's talking about it. But I was also like, I am in the belief that like if these people are so rich that they can just throw $150 million, it's not the same as like Cleopatra in the 20s or something like that. But choose G9 Black 64. Thank you for the super chat. I just think it's like it looks like a movie that like anyway, I will look into that more. I know there's been a lot about it. I didn't really get into that, but I have heard about it. What? No one liked cartoons? Gary. We didn't know each other, but I should have saved you. Cornbread, I should have stolen your Dark City DVD then. You'd be like, guess what I just got? And then I would have punched you in the stomach. I need to work on my time travel shit. Anyway, you did? Gary, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? Okay, now I'm. You don't deserve that Dark City DVD. I'm okay with this now. This is just a mercy killing at this point. Anyway, sorry, that was too far, Gary. I'm sorry. The I have heard him say he really liked Fury Road and all that. Hey, Medilla Butterfly. Which who doesn't like Fury Road rules? Anyway, sorry. It looks like a great trailer. I like that there's no stars in it, but I do think like this is similar to a recent. Wasn't it in um uh um fuck, I lost my train of thought there. Okay, never mind. But or what? I forget. Anyway, it. Oh, okay. Sorry. The idea of using the aesthetics of video game to use me, like I did a throwback to Hardcore Henry, I think recently, as well as like Son of Saul, I think did that as well, where it like used the mechanics and the visual ideas of a video game, but it is not a video game. And this feels like one of those. Um I kind of wish more movies would do that because it's like I feel like when you have your Mario's and your other stuff like Minecraft, it's like sorta, but those like Hardcore Henry and Son of Salt, which is not like it feels like a single you're playing like GTA but in the Holocaust, which everyone wishes that's what GTA needs to do. Um it kind of reminds you of like the visual aesthetics that people are getting from those things, and I sort of like that idea of Resident Evil, like taking the experience of the game and making it into a movie. I think is a smarter idea than just be like it's IP. Well, use what makes the IP special. You know what I mean? I would like a first-person shooter like Doom or Quake or something like that. Like that would be amazing. But anyway, um, I'm very down for this. I was excited. I thought it was going to be cool, but I was like, is the IP or does he have that much power? But this looked awesome. Like this would look like a good if it was called like Guy in Zombie Apocalypse, I would be down anyway. So these two trailers uh hard to oh yeah, I would say hard to be a good point, William Almond. Good point. I think these are all William Almond movie review votes, as if I recall correctly. Okay. So the next two are movies I am confused about and think are funny in some ways. I'll do the less funny one first. One Night Only. So I don't understand this. The trailer was very cute, and I was like, oh, I want to see this movie. But the logistics of it, like, I'm always been the person who's like, dude, don't make fun of the Purge. The Purge is like about a lot of social class issues. Like nobody who makes fun of the Purge rules brings up that. Like I was like, you clearly haven't watched a Purge movie. It usually annoys me. However, this one has a similar thing, but it's like for one night only, premarital sex is legal in this movie. They don't talk about that. They're just like sort of reference it, I guess. But I was like, what are the laws of this? Like the Purge had this whole setup and like all this stuff, and like I was like, does everyone's like genitals explode if they have premarital sex like in any other day? Like, do they get arrested? Like, what are the logistics of this? Like that, I'm a little lost on it. I think the genital explodes thing is a cool idea. Hit me up if you want to do some reshoots. But I think that would be. I came up with that idea. I was like, that would be scary. People would not have premarital sex if they would explode or something. But it looks cute. But I was like, the logistics of this, like in the Purge, it's like a whole thing. Anyway, I like the Purge, the Frank Grillo ones. I thought was cool. The second one. The second one's the best one. Uh, I'd like to see a big revolt at the end. What if they're having sex in the street or something? I don't know. I am confused about. They don't really get into it. I'm like, does it super puritanical or like? But like people just like having like they show people like casually dating. Like I feel like it would be like even wilder than anyway. Whatever. I'm a little confused about that. I'm curious about it. I actually am curious about the concept and the whole thing. Uh, getting thrown into slim if you try and bang it outside a Smash Night. Yeah, they should call it Smash Night, actually, not one night only. It would appeal to the kids more. All right. This other one, so I saw this in the theater when I saw Michael, and I'm sorry, it made me laugh. It's called Pressure. And here's my thing. I've for a long time felt like we have overdone it with World War II. Like, no more. Like, we should really be like, no more World War II movies. Can we move on to Vietnam at this point? Like, how the fuck am I still talking about World War II movies? And this movie, and I don't know if you guys heard of this movie, is like this. It's about the organization of D-Day, which is like, okay, maybe. Uh, but it's about the guy, the meteorologist. This isn't a joke. Who is helping plan D-Day. Sorry, I can't do this without laughing. Helping plan D-Day, and then like Brendan Fraser's in it playing Eisenhower, I guess, right? Whoever was the general. It really doesn't matter. No one's gonna fucking see this. And then, but the meteorologist guy's like, no, you don't understand. They will get drenched, and there's gonna be all this rain. And then at the end of the trailer, I was like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. At the end of the trailer, he goes outside and it's raining, and he looks at like Brendan Fraser and goes, "See, this is rain." I'm like, okay, I think he knows what rain is. Like, what is going on? I don't, I don't, like, I was so confused. I was like, we really got to stop. And in the 40s, by the way, there was a real thing. Like, the government was like, make a movie out of like every part of the army. Like, fine. They overdid it during World War II. I can accept that. But it's like 2026. Please stop. Like, you've made a movie out of a meteorologist of D-Day. It's over, guys. Like, even like I was like, I don't know who directed it. Was someone I never heard of directed, but I was like, the the meteorologist of, I was like, this is a YouTube video and you made it into a movie, and like everyone's acting real big, like no one will decide D-Day but me. And I'm like, what are you fighting the weather? But why was the weather? It's always been like rainy and gloomy. I was just like, this is the dumbest fucking thing. I just don't. I just, the fact that the trailer is sitting in the rain, looking at him like, this is what rain could do, and I'm like, yes, weather can be really bad, but like, why? I don't understand. I was just like, I was having a hard time not laughing in the theater. I was like, we pack it up, guys. No more world. They really, can we get the government involved? And like, look, no more. Like, America's been in a lot of wars. We don't need to keep doing this one. Like, I knew like even in the 2010s, like we are really scraping the bottom of the barrel when they did what was that one Angelina Jolie did, and then the Hacksaw Ridge where like the guy. Sorry, I should stop laughing at this. The guy Hacksaw Ridge is based on basically was like, never make a movie about me, and the minute he died, his family was like, so we have these movie rights. Is anyone interested? I was like, wow. Anytime people are like, I love the morals of that movie, I'm like, I don't. If you read about it. Anyway, Pressure made me laugh. I was just like, yeah, World War One. Where's the World War One movies? I felt like that was sort of happening, and then anyway, there's some that are like, okay, we haven't made a movie out of this battle, but I think like we're good. I'm okay. I don't, unless you have like a really like Dunkirk. I didn't think that about it because it was a cool idea, but like the pressure. Anyway, I think about Hacksaw Ridge every time someone proclaims it. I'm like, yeah, that family did not give a fuck. They were like my dying wishes, don't sell my movie rights. And a week later, like, so Mel Gibson, I was thinking. All right, the other trailers. A Jackass trailer. Oh, Warhorse. Oh yeah, that's true. The Jackass trailer, which I love every Jackass trailer. Is like, this is the last trailer. It's not. It looks fun. I don't think it should be coming out in the summer. It's a bad release date. Paramount's bad at doing this, but it looks fun. It's a Jackass trailer. But I do think it's like every Fast and Furious after Fast 5, where they're like, this is the last one. And then they just keep making them. And you're like, are you going to retire? I don't understand. I don't get it. Whatever. I mean, I get they want to have money, but like, can we, like, just don't overdo it with the like, oh, we're old and we've done all these things. And like, it wasn't that in 4, and I believe it was in 3, and now we're in 5 and they're doing it again. Like, please stop. Unless I'm forgetting a Jackass sequel. The last trailer is Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso. Sorry. Ted Lasso. It's old footage. Yeah, I did hear that. The Ted Lasso trailer for season 4. I can't think of a worse idea than to bring this back, to be honest with you. And I do think it's very much a earlier. It like anytime people are like, well, does the 2020s have any things like culturally that that have changed over the time and stuff like that of the 2020s? But I think like Ted Lasso is an early 2020s phenomenon, because like I don't hear anyone talk about it anymore. But I also think like the niceness of the early 2020s, like in the second term of Trump, is just erased. I do not understand. Like, I get it was a hit, but like they really, I kind of think it's a bad idea. And that last season wasn't even that good. Like you're gonna, I don't know. I just am like, I think it had its some things have their cultural moment. And you got to know when to like pack it up and like I don't. I was into that show, but I don't really want to watch another season of that. Let me bring this down. Um, is that better? Not really. I don't really want to watch another. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. I didn't think the trailer looked that good or anything, but I do think a lot of shows like just overstay their welcome because they know people will just keep doing it. Did I have it? I did have a Ted Lasso energy drink, didn't I? Forgot about that. I haven't seen that in a while. Oh, remember it was really mass marketed for a little bit. Oh, now I messed up the thing. Yeah, there we go. They were really like pushing the merch on that one. Jesus. Anyway, just they really need to. It was a like the first two seasons were fun. Like I'm not gonna deny that, but hey Anthony, how's it going? All right. Moving on from trailers. Sorry, that was a. I feel like that was deserved. Sorry, I really wanted to talk about that pressure thing because I did feel like in the theater I was like, is that? Are we for real with this? All right. So we finally hear an update about Common Side Effects season 2. I actually looked and we got it. Heard it was picked up for season 2 13 months ago. But they at Annecy, the Annecy Festival, it listed premiere as 2027. A lot of people keep saying February. I couldn't find an official part of that. Maybe anyway. But the only thing I really know is season 2 continues the stories of Marshall and Francis, now fugitives. The two former lab partners face the enormous consequences of their discovery. I am very glad it's coming back for season 2. I was surprised because I hadn't heard anything. I will hopefully maybe get a review of season 1 around that time, whenever, if we get a real date. I mean, now we have a year. But I hope it's good. I'm excited for another season of that show. It did just win a Peabody, which is an insane. Animated shows don't win that ever. I think it's good enough for that, but it's cool that it's coming back. I hope, I don't know, I hope season 2 is just as good as season 1 because season 1 was amazing. I'm really happy, that it's coming back. I think that's really cool. This continues to be like when people are like, "What's a cool show to watch?" I'm always like, the this Common Side Effects or Scavengers Reign. It's basically that one animation studio. I hope they make another show at some point, but I'm fine if they focus on their good stuff. Yeah, sorry. We don't really even know, but a show we do know, an actual date for finally was My Adventures with Superman. It's releasing on June 13th, right around the time of Supergirl, the movie. It We do know it's going to have, I think, Superboy and Cyborg Superman, whatever the fuck his name is, and that it will have a light cameo from Jessica Cruz, who is the Green Lantern in My Adventures with Green Lantern, which is in pre-production and waiting for an official pickup. So that other one we don't know. But June 13th is coming up. I also, Sophie and I were both talking about how we need to rewatch season 2. I should do a read of that. Also, it is probably, I'd say, a very good. We're in a very good Superman movie and show time that we actually have a good Superman cartoon and a good Superman movie at the same time. That might be the first time that happened at the same time. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm really glad that season 3 is coming back. It was a really good show. It was a great show. I'm happy to see that Superman, My Adventure Superman, is back on Adult Swim. I was also thinking after Smiling Friends ended and Primal ended, I was like, man, I love Adult Swim, but like, what am I going to watch on there? Uh, and I guess um my question has been answered. But I think that's really cool. It does seem like they want to make more within that. I don't know if they're successful enough to do that, but to do My Adventures with Green Lantern, I don't hear enough about this show, and I did feel like when James Gunn's Superman happened, it's sort of we didn't hear as much about the show, which is unfortunate. Not that it's not that movie's fault, but yeah. And then in the last bit of DC news, we learned that Lanterns, the live action show, not the My Adventures with Green Lanterns, is a separate show, is going to premiere on HBO Max on April 16th. I believe HBO and HBO Max, but everyone just kept writing HBO Max. So April 16th, end of the summer, we get Lanterns. That is a good release date because there is not a lot going on then culturally, all that stuff. So I actually think that's a good time for it, and you're not competing with Supergirl, and you won't be competing with other DC stuff, as well as there's not as much stuff. So maybe people will check it out if it is good. I don't know. Everyone's like True Detective superhero show is what I keep hearing, but August 16th. Uh, August 16th. Not did I say April? August 16th. I apologize, Sinram. All right, this is one of my four. Or I've done one. This is my second one. If anyone would like to a super chat, it would be very appreciated. Um, as we move on, I'm going to move on from that because we're not at the lights or the. And I would like some energy drink. That would be cool. Anyway, Avatar, the Avatar leaker who leaked the movie, was a man in Singapore, a hacker who's gonna get 7 years in jail. I think that is probably, I don't know. I'm not a big like people deserve to go to jail thing, but yeah, it's gonna have real world consequences. He gained unauthorized remote access to a content server, and distributed it and leaked it, and that kind of brought, yeah, he's but apparently the suspect is being investigated for unauthorized access to computer material, an offense that carries significant penalties under Singapore law, including up to 7 years. Oh, up to 7 years jail time, a $50,000 fine, or both. But it sounds like they're really coming after this motherfucker. Unfortunately, for him, I don't think it. I don't think it aged well. But oh, thank you, Sidram. Thank you for the generosity. You said, "Oh, well, let me." Yeah, I don't know. I don't like when people being incarcerated. That's not a fun thing. So, but I do think he fucked over a lot of people in this movie as well. So it's like, but we'll see what happens to him. But that's apparently what he has been caught. Okay, whoa, Sidram, thank you very much for both of those. Okay, let's read off all this here. Okay, so I actually am going to talk about it in a second with Stuckmann. It's on the list here. Last week, you offered an apology for mentioning Super Chat option too often during the stream. Nobody enjoys sitting through advertising, but those of us who are not trying to generate revenue for our respective channels should understand it's necessary. For those who are, I pay extra to have zero ad breaks when I'm watching anything on YouTube, but in most cases, I put up with ads to save a few bucks. First off, Sinram, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And thank you for, yeah, I don't blame anyone for wanting to save money by watching web videos for free, but the trade-off for that is ad breaks, plain and simple. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, I just like to be, but thank you for the super. I'll give you 2 drinks, and I need the energy. So thank you very much, man. And thank you. I believe we're doing time. Are you still doing times? I don't know if he's doing, you don't need to do timestamps. I'm pleased that some of your viewers are object to you mentioning super chats more frequently than you did on previous weeks. I'm not pleased. Oh, well, I think it's fine. I don't mind people objecting and criticizing, but I understand it goes both ways. But I'm not doing the Stuckmann thing, which became an issue because of that video essay. I don't know if I should just talk about that. In my training, your policy was unnecessary, especially since some of yours may have joined the stream late and hadn't already heard you. Okay, that's true. That's true. Wow. Okay. Thank you for all of that, Sidram. Cheers to you, man. And thank you for your support and all the stuff you do for the channel. I really do appreciate it. Also, your playlist video was really cool. I actually really like that video. That was interesting how you make playlists and stuff. That was like, I at first was like, oh, is this going to be good? And it was, I was actually really into it. So, oh, whoa, okay. All right, okay, this is interesting. Damn. Thank you, Sinram. If I were to complain to YouTube about anything, it would be that you should not have any ad breaks at all during a live show. The creator isn't given any warning as to when they will occur. That I agree. There's actually I will tell you my one. Cheers to you again, sir. I will tell you my one YouTube thing here. Here's my actual biggest YouTube complaint, and I don't like it. Oftentimes, when I do throwbacks or I just want to check on a video, if I have to go to the videos page, I do not think, I think it should not count as a view if I'm watching it for my own stuff. I like don't like that. I've never liked that. And it's not, I've never clicked on something to like get it past a certain view thing or something like that. That is my, I've never, I think that should be like you only get one and never again. Like you get, but there's happened to me, like I'll just have to like share a link with someone. And anyway, it's stupid. That has always bugged me. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Oh, hey, Medela Butterfly. Cheers to you. I was like, when you shut up. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. I've complained about that before, Cornbread. Yeah. Anyway, I agree with everything you said there. Thank you very much, Cinnamon. That's very nice. You made me feel better. Cheers to you, man. I appreciate that. Okay. Here we go. Oh, man. Wait, where are you, Embla T? Because I saw a thing about what form of currency is this? Oh, it doesn't tell you. Anyway, have you seen? Hold on. Okay, thank you. This is shocking. I think we are past the. Are we past the? I don't know where we are now. Okay, let me do the flashing lights. The fade thing. Have you seen works by Damian McCarthy? Oddity is one of the best horrors of 2026. His new one, Hakum, starring Adam Scott. I have seen that. Seen stuff about that, and I didn't know much about this guy, so I'm kind of curious about this. Maybe I should check it out. I don't think I've seen Phil. Okay, I saw that somewhere. Where did I see that? Fuck, it was some video, and I was like, oh, I know what that is. Well, now I can't. Yeah. I think we. Well, are we at 4? It's always hard because they don't. Sometimes YouTube doesn't. I go by the thing on the thing. Anyway, thank you all very much for that. Cheers to y'all. Cheers to y'all. Also, maybe I should emphasize the I'm very sleepy element of this. Oh, whoa, William Ullman. I saw Hakum tonight. Okay, here we go. I honestly enjoyed that the main character was kind of an unabashed, lovable jerk. It was some interesting screenwriting, in my opinion. I will say, yeah, we definitely are now. I'll do Godzilla after. I will say I do like sometimes when I watch a movie, and like, oh wow, this guy's a fucking asshole. That and like, I think I said before, I like it when I'm watching like a big movie. I'm like, oh shit, they're ugly and they suck. I'm into this shit. Like that. That's those are my two. It's also like I grew up in film and I was into 70s movies. So anyway, we're definitely past that. I don't know where we are on this now, but let's do Godzilla. I know William Wellman likes this part. Godzilla. There we go. I will say there is a video of both those when I made shorts of them. My kids had more toys that made noise. I would do that more. All right, let's run this because that was very generous of y'all. Thank you very much. All right. That surprised me there. Like in a good way. Okay. So the Blair Witch reboot. I think I've talked about that a little bit. Maybe I should have talked about Stuckmann after. I'll talk about him later. Add him later. The Blair Witch reboot. We talked about the director. My only problem with the reboot is that it's a director who hasn't directed his first film yet, and I'm not super into that. After I see his first film, I'll have a actual informed opinion. But apparently the original cast and filmmakers are involved in the reboot. I think, like, first off, I want the cast involved just so they can get money. They've never really prospered off of this. They made that movie happen what it was. They deserve that. The original people who were involved, the original filmmakers, and I've heard several interviews with them that I think it's Edward Sanchez, and I forget, there's like 4 guys or whatever. They had all this lore because they loved watching like old mystery, like not unsolved mysteries, like the ones before in the 70s and stuff. And they get really into all those documentaries and stuff. If they are involved in the lore, I'm interested. Because I think that is my issue with, I finally saw 2. Maybe if this comes out, I'll do a review too. I need to do that at some point. but they never have as much fun with the lore as the first one did and all those extra documentaries. To be 100%, hey Norbert, how's it going? I agree with you. What they should do is make the movie and let the older filmmakers make all those like side documentaries they made at the time and like do the lore dumps and stuff. That would be really fun. Like do all the make the movie, but let all the lore be out there and redo it and stuff. I'm not like I don't think Blair Witch. The problem with horror is every horror movie is a fucking franchise, which I disagree with. Because like Halloween probably shouldn't have been a franchise, and I don't think Blair Witch really works as a franchise. But that's just the nature of the business, unfortunately. And if they're gonna do it, I like give them their payday. I do like that we're kind of going back to the '90s and 2000s. But like, let's give the Wayans Brothers scary movie back. Let's get the Blair Witch people paid. Like, I'm not sure who else needs to get money. Who needs respect from any of these at this? What are the people in Cube? Maybe give them a big Cube movie. I don't know. But it is going to be another reboot, which I'm like, I don't know. I did love, there were several people, this I found funny, that were like, you know what they should do? That, like, unironically, would be like, what they should do is they should make a movie about people stuck in the woods and don't tell them it's a Blair Witch movie until the end. And it was like, that is what they did last time, and no one liked it. What the fuck are you, like, that was what they did last time. But several people, like, just, I guess, great minds. Okay, there is a new movie that is going to be showrun, or new show called Dad's House, animated show, which is going to be on Netflix. I'm going to click on this because I'm getting this wrong, I think. There's this new show. Yes, it is on Netflix. It was announced that called Dad's House. It's centered on an Aussie tween's often overwhelming experience spending the weekend at his dad's house. It is going to be showrun and executive produced by Michael Cusack from Smiling Friends, Dario Russo from Danger 5 and Italian Spider-Man and the Fox, and David Ashby from Danger 5 and Italian Spider-Man. I'm curious about this because of Michael Cusack. I think it could be really cool. It does seem to have some pretty interesting people involved, but it makes sense that he would go off and do his own thing after the Smiling Friends stuff. He deserves it. Also, like, yeah, I'm fine with him moving it. It sounds like actually a good idea for a show. Like, you can have like whatever he did in the week like not be shown in it and then inform what happened. Like, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. I'm down for it. So, and I like Michael Cusack. And I like Smiling Friends. So um yeah, I don't know. Smiling Friends is a cool. I noticed like no one I know uh no one I know my age knows what that show is. They usually just go like, yeah, I heard that show mentioned. That's that weird thing you like? And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that's I'm the only I really do I don't know. I've noticed that. A couple of people said that to me this week, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess this is sure. Hazbin Hotel has been picked up to season 5, which is going to be its final season. This is a big pickup since season 3 or half of season 3 doesn't come out till 2027. I have not been following this show, but that is a huge vote of confidence with Hazbin Hotel and Prime Video. I'm surprised they're ending it because that thing is like a monster. But there, I haven't been following it. I was never that big of a fan of it or anything. I'm like fine with it, but good for them. I hope she gets to move on and do other cool stuff. In other, where are we on this? Okay. In other news, oh hey, Super Dusky, nice way to wake up. Michael B. Jordan is attached to, or what they call in the industry that I am not in, but entertainment reporters say is a nice package that is being shopped at studios, but I think they will pick it up as it is. I haven't heard them picking up yet, but I think they will. Starring Michael B. Jordan and directed, written, and produced by Christopher McQuarrie, based on the video game Battlefield. I don't see why you would turn this down. And that's a great director for Michael B. Jordan to be involved in. I hope it works out better than what was that movie he was in? The Tom Clancy one? Was it Without Remorse or something? Wasn't that what it was called? I forget. Anyway, he was in a movie. It's on Prime Video. Nobody remembers it. It's like the one Michael B. Jordan movie that wasn't a huge hit. But I hope it works out better than that. But I think it's like Chris McQuarrie working with a big star makes total sense, and Michael B. is at that echelon. Let it happen. Wait, what does she do? I missed the other thing she's doing. I mean, I hope she gets. She's a nice person. Something called Zufo. Oh, that's what. Oh, I thought you guys were misspelling Zootopia. Ooh. I know I've been talking about the Arthur Dent casting, which is still not set, but apparently after everyone turned it down, from Brad Pitt to De Niro to wherever, they just called up Charles Dance, and that seems to be where they're probably going with Charles Dance. With Arthur Dent is getting Charles Dance, who doesn't really make a lot of sense to me for Sebastian Stan being Two-Face. I kind of agree with like just get Mark Hamill. Does it fucking matter? I just don't like. Do we need to overcast to such degree? I think Mark Hamill at least looks like him, and he can do. I don't know. I've been rewatching some regular shows. Like we really don't take advantage of how cool of an actor Mark Hamill is. I'm literally about to. That's like I'm too. I'm close to that. The Texas Chainsaw director. They picked the Texas Chainsaw movie director, which is the director of the new movie Obsession. If you're wondering, wait, wasn't there a Glenn Powell show and stuff? There is. I think this is all at A24, so they have a show and a movie. Supposedly, there has already been criticism of. Wait, what? Harvey Dent. What? No, Harvey Dent. No, Arthur Dent is his dad in the thing. Arthur Dent is Harvey Dent's father, I believe, right? Hold on. Now I got to check this. I will get to, hold on. Arthur Dent. Is it Arthur? I thought it was Arthur Dent. Hold on. Harvey Dent's dad. I'm going to no, before I want to now I got to know. Harvey Dent's father. Is it? I always heard it was Arthur. Christopher Dent. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry, Syndrome. No, I was wrong. You were right. I don't know why I wrote that. Jortunes, will you watch Invincible or Legend of Vox Mechana? I have not watched Invincible. I have nothing against Robert Kirkman. I just have not watched any of that. But I've heard Invincible is good. I just don't have the time to. I am working on other stuff, but I just have never watched. But I hear it is good. I have no criticism. I just haven't. It's time issue, really. But what is Legend of Vox Machina? Whatever, is that involved in Invincible or something? I don't know what that other one is. I'm sorry, but cheers to you. I know what Invincible is, but all right. I'm gonna switch to just go back to the green there. Once we hit another thing, I guess. Okay. Casper, the Casper movie. The Casper show. Here's my thing with this. One, I saw the Casper movie in theaters. I do have a certain amount of nostalgia for it. It's the Dungeons and Dragons things. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that. Probably. No offense to. I never really got to play Dungeons and Dragons, but my brother-in-law was talking about it, and I think it was explained to me wrong because I used to think it was just like an overly complicated ton of rules type thing. And literally everyone else I know now is like, no, it's about imagination. And I was like, that was not how it was explained to me at all. Was not explained to me the right way. And I really feel like I missed out on something. What about hot stuff? Booze. What does that mean? I'm lost, Austin. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think D&D was not good to me. But cheers you. I would be down to do. It sounds fun. I love imagining shit. All right. So the thing with the Casper thing is, it was announced that the live action project comes from Rob Letterman and Hilary Weston, who were the executive producers and I guess showrunners of the Goosebumps Disney Plus show. Steven Spielberg, I I think, is going to look at the script once and go, yeah, sure, whatever, and get 10%. But the thing with the Casper live action show is, I get why they'd want to do it because of the nostalgia from the 1995 movie, I believe. Hot stuff. Oh, I thought I did drink. Well, cheers to you again, Austin. You got a second drink. This is actually pretty good. I was surprised. This was just a anyway. Um, they can't reference D&D. How do they? What? Okay. Anyway, the thing with the Casper stuff is, I do watch the Casper cartoon because of Me TV Tunes. Not a ton, but I watched it. I think I watched. Let's just throw out. I've probably watched 5 of them at least in the last couple months. I think it is. It's cool. Austin, you're good. No worries, man. I was like, when I heard this, I was like, I don't want a show version of the movie, because Casper, the whole joke of the Casper cartoon is like, he shows up and people are like, oh no, it's a ghost. He goes, no, I'm nice. And they go, oh, and I mean, it's not a great joke, but like, that's the whole joke. And like, I would much rather like let an animator have fun with Casper than like, oh, let's do a serious thing and the girl's here again and Bill Pullman and then he becomes a ghost and then he doesn't. It's just like, I don't have time for this. Like, at least do a Ghostbusters reference. But if you're gonna do a Ghostbusters reference, get one of the lady Ghostbusters this time. Not Dan Aykroyd, not Paul Rudd. Get I want to see Kristen Wiig or Kate McKinnon come out. I think that's what they should do. I think that's my one requirement. If you're gonna do the Ghostbusters joke, you got to get one of them. I just I don't know. I'm not super hyped on this. To me it's like, just do a new cartoon. Like, and I think you could do fun with the Ernie Hudson. I would be cool with that. They should, everyone's bringing up the Simpsons joke where Casper is the ghost of Richie Rich. You know what, they should, that I would be down with, but I don't want a Wednesday version of the Casper movie. I think that sounds like garbage. All right, I have 2 things here. I am Frank Dehlia. I think Frank Dehlia. It's a, hold on. I want to say this right. And you know what happens is, I can't spell worth shit if you see my social media. And then Google Docs, where I put the script of this, is like, well, you can't spell for shit, so I'm just going to change anything, which is a smart move if it's AI or not. That's like, the computer's at least smart enough to do that. But anytime you have to write anything that's not, you know, considered English or in other spelling, it freaks out. But rightfully so, because I can't spell anything. Or I usually say I can't smell anything. Yes, I Am Frank Dehlia is a Mexican stop motion animated film. It is going to be out on Netflix. Well, I want to get the official date for you here, which I want to make sure it comes out on Netflix. I think it's in June. Wasn't it June 6th? Anyway, it'll be out on Netflix soon. It sounds really cool, but they actually did come out with a June 12th. June 12th. I'm excited. It looks really cool. It's a cool thing. I'm down for that. Leslie Jones. Yes, I think that would be cool too. William Elman, you read my mind, man. I am legit. That was legitimately the next thing. I did not forget. He's the one who told me, and I told Sophie, because she likes looked up. Okay, so there was found a ending to the original Dracula. It was recently found and is going to be restored.
Exciting news for all.
Oh, shut up! Sorry, I had the linked video that he sent me. It's basically, the original ending was kind of a long lost epilogue to the original Dracula. This is the 1930. Man, everything's popping up there. 30s Dracula. The original ending was removed by censors so it originally played before. Sorry, and the audio and video is not in the greatest quality. But it's sort of like an interesting little epilogue there. I don't have the. I had it written before, and that seems to not be there anymore. Uh, but it's actually a pretty interesting. I recommend checking it out. It's really interesting. Um, but for the Bela Lugosi Dracula, to be clear, this is not the uh, um, this is not the Christopher Lee one, or there's a lot of different. Okay, here I'll read it out. Sorry, it kept not coming up. It said here is what it said in it, but you can find the clip on YouTube, and I'll post it. I should retweet it or something. But I found this really interesting because the 31 Dracula is a big favorite of mine. It's now a big. My daughter likes to watch it, and it is going to be in the public domain soon. But apparently they are restoring it. And they're going to do a full re-release of it. But this was played, I guess, in the 30s version, and it was it in the play? I'm not sure. But it said, here's what they say at the end. This is after the end of Dracula. It said, just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. A word before you go. We hope the memories of Dracula and Renfield won't give you bad dreams. So just a word of reassurance. When you get home tonight and the lights have been turned out and you are afraid to look behind the curtains or you dread to see a face appear at the window, why, just pull yourself together and remember that after all, there are such things. Wow, that's a anyway, the video that is released and it is here. Thank you for posting that, cornbread. Is a little hard to hear, I will say. I don't think I got, but it is sort of like a creepier ending. It's sort of the reverse of the Marge Simpson intro, which the original intro is based on. The Treehouse Horror is based on this intro. I think that's actually a cool ending. Kind of bookends it. I like that ending. I can understand why it was cut because Dracula. If you don't know film history, I will just explain this. I'm sorry for everyone who is 100% knows this. Dracula came out pre the production code, which then kind of made 30 the mid 30s movies kind of suck. But then when a lot of this stuff got re-released, they'd make edits to it to make these pre-code movies, post-code movies, and I that totally makes sense that they would cut that because they're fucking lame. I do not like the. There are people who's like, no, the production code was better, and those people are wrong. But so I get why this was cut. But I think this is insanely. It was the Frankenstein. Ah, god damn it! Thank you, Super Dusky. I apologize for that. But this is insanely exciting movie news. Like wildly exciting movie news. Uh, Ducks playing poker. What's already scared? Nice one. To me, it's like having a new. That's like finding more of Metropolis, which has happened several times within my life at this point. But uh, I think this is gonna be cool. I'm excited for this. I think that's pretty neat that we're getting a new part of Dracula, and this will be a good re-release in theaters, and I can see it. There's a question later, but yeah, I've never seen this in theaters. That would be fun to take Sophie to and go see Dracula, see a new restored version. Um, I think that would be really neat. Cheers to you, Austin. That is that's cool. I don't know. That is like the movie news I've been sort of talking. Sorry, it took me a minute to find the actual epilogue thing, but that's amazing. Anyway, all right. It's 11:30. Okay. Okay, I think I know where I'm going after this. All right, so let's talk about the other movie about a vampire, Michael Jackson. Yay! I'll talk about his box office later in the box office section, but to talk about there's been certain rumors. I did hear an interview with the president of Lionsgate about it, but there's been a rumor that Antoine Fuqua got pretty upset. Maybe I'll do a review of it if that gives me a reason to. Yeah, they should re-release it for Halloween. Man, that would be awesome. I hope they do. Anyway, and also thank you, William Owen, for telling me about that. That was like exciting and fun. And anyway, it's always cool to be like, hey, more Dracula. More. I didn't expect more Bela Lugosi Dracula. There is a rumor, and it sort of confirmed, but I don't think Lionsgate would talk about this. That Anton Fuqua was not having a good time dealing with the Jacksons. Seeing the movie, it's not surprising there. But supposedly he was directing from a van at some points. Several people have disputed this. However, they were all people who financially would benefit from it. Although, however, he is in discussions to direct the second one. Um, and there is discussions for Michael 2. They're just starting discussions. I find everything with this Michael Jackson movie confusing because for months they were telling us, "Oh, there's so much footage. We could like make 2 movies and we'd be fine." And then when they had to like remake the third act, they're like, "Oh fuck, we actually could not make 2 movies and we are not fine." And that was we were not true about that. So uh anyway, William Wells says finding infamous lost movies footage like this gives me hope we may still find London After Midnight someday. I hope we do. That would be amazing. I feel like that one. See, my fear about that is what if we see it and it sucks, but another part of me is like, it wouldn't suck. I think it's good though. But anyway, cheers to you, little man. It is always cool hearing about that. There are discussions on Michael too. The one thing I will bring up with this, and having seen the movie, it really doesn't do anything with bad. I actually have 2 Michael Jackson facts that might end up in the review later, but I wanted to bring up too. Might not, so I don't know. If I do, you can hear me. But the president of Lionsgate brings up that they could really just start after the Victory Tour, um, because they only just do one thing from bad. They could start from there, which honestly is a better idea than starting with Dangerous. And also, like, I don't know, I could go on about that movie. I will in the review of it, but they are starting discussions. It sounds like they can't use some footage. They have other footage. They might just redo it. But it does sound like they are starting to do discussions with it, and they do kind of set it up like there could be more. But if I were them, I would just start with bad and go till the end of it. But the movie was kind of overstuffed. They probably could have structured out several movies with that whole story better than they fucking did, but they didn't. But they are talking about doing Michael too. No, I agree with you about the Freaks ending. That would be dope to find. I won't talk about Chris Stuckmann too much. It has been coming up a lot, it seems, throughout the week. I think because of that video essay, I have seen it. My main thing with the Stuckmann thing, I think I've discussed it all. He did bring up like the neon thing, which I thought was the first time I really went into it. But the thing that I've seen most people say is that is it because Stuckmann is doing ads, and that is not really the full issue. It's part of the issue, but I think the real issue is it's a 7-minute review, and like 4 minutes of it is ads, and then the review isn't very good or long. It's also weird because almost everyone's like, so you can make a lot of money, but like I don't want to like blow your mind in terms of how YouTube works, but you have to do 8 minutes is considered more valuable because you can put a ad break in there. If you're under 8 minutes, you can't do that. And all of videos I noticed are like under 8 minutes. It's like, so you're like not even monetizing this correctly. Like I found that bizarre. I don't really know what's going on with him. But I'll just say like I think like it's not just the ads, it's because the reviews are very toothless. And then you have an ad and there's not much of it. It's like kind of like if you go to your favorite burger place and you're like, can I get a burger? And then they try to sell you something and then cut the burger in half and give it to you. You wouldn't like it as much. I think is the way to do it with that. But I'm not surprised people don't. Whoa, 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 wow! I didn't expect that one, William. I'm not gonna. You ain't bad. You ain't nothing. You know what I was thinking? How many people? I'm curious about this. How many people have worked with those Spike Lee and Martin Scorsese? Because Michael Jackson's one of those people. But it's like, is there how many other people? Because I don't think De Niro's in that list. Denzel hasn't done a Scorsese. Anyway, I was saying, is it just Michael Jackson? But yeah, it was like they don't include Michael Jackson at all. Like that, or sorry, yeah, that's the twist. You don't see him at all. No, they don't include Scorsese. I was like, man, he worked with Scorsese. It is funny though they don't mention. I think people know this is not a spoiler. They do not really show John Landis, and then they don't credit him as John Landis. And I like they're like, look, he's too hot for this one. I was like, what? Oh, Joe Pesci. Thank you, Sidram. I was wondering who else. Is it just Joe Pesci and Michael Jackson? Anyone who's in Moonwalker. Here's the Um, anyone who's in Moonwalker. All right. Apparently there was a thing. The biggest theater in the world is being built in Florida. It's bigger than I think the two examples were like one in Germany, one in Australia, the AMC Lincoln Center Square in New York, which I've been to, which is amazing. Those are like the top ones. And they're building a new biggest one in this entertainment complex in Florida. It sounds really cool. I'll give you updates if it actually gets built. I don't, it's sort of in a weird place, but they have this dream that they're going to get there. We'll see. In smaller news, Nintendo and Illumination now has a film set for April 12th, 2028. I'll get into this in the box office. Do not make this a Mario movie. You're overdoing it. You're going way too fast. This is like, I really think 3 years is the better time marker than 2. Was it, when did Mario come out? Was it 2024? No, that was, oh, it has been 3 years. Okay, maybe more years. Never mind. But they have marked April 2028 for Illumination. All right, we're going to talk about the Paramount Warner merger for a little bit, and then a few things, and then box office. Okay, we're fine. I don't know why. Drink if you're doing the bingo thing. Do people still do that? I don't know. Mario movies 2023. Wow, that does not feel like 3 years ago. So Paramount has asked. I'm not going to talk about the Jimmy Kimmel thing. I'm just like, remember the first time and everyone cared and everyone's like, oh Jesus, we're doing this again. Anyway, I'll tell you the one thing. Oh, I forgot to tell my Michael Jackson trivia. All right, I'll tell you 3 trivia things that I found interesting. One, the funny thing about the Jimmy Kimmel thing, and I have this thing about late night shows, like no one watches them. I wish politicians would not bring them up because like they're gonna all end pretty soon. It's like very obvious. But apparently Kimmel's joke was before the shooting, like the day before, but nobody. Oh, John Turturro. That's right. Thank you, Austin. So it's John Turturro, Joe Pesci, Michael Jackson. That's an interesting group of people. Nobody watches Jimmy Kimmel, but his joke about Trump happened before the shooting. But since no one watches Jimmy Kimmel, I noticed nobody realized that. Which was like, okay, guys, do not cancel the FCC, their TV licenses over a joke. And now it wasn't even. That's so dumb. Anyway, the 2 Michael Jackson things I learned. One is apparently he did not like rap for a long time. Like he did not think it was going to last. But Quincy Jones very much was like, for Bad, he was like, you got to get rapping. We got to do more rap stuff. And he was like, no. And it was like Michael Jackson and Quincy fought a lot post Thriller. Various different things. But apparently he brought Run DMC to the studio for the recordings of Bad, and it like didn't work out. And I was like, I cannot believe you had Run DMC and you like turned Run DMC to. I like do not like in '86. Come on, like what the? That's like. Anyway, he did get Biggie on 2 albums. One, History, and then I think he's on Invincible too later. But it's like you turn down Run DMC. Come on, like what the fuck? And the other one, which I found just interesting, is if you know about Thriller, he always says it's he wanted them all to be singles, every song to be a single. And he apparently his example for this when he told someone's like, I want, basically what everyone says, like no skips kind of album. His example was Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker. It was not a pop album. He's like the Nutcracker. And it was like, what? The Nutcracker? Which is like, yeah, every song's really good, but I just found it interesting that like I thought his example was going to be Sgt. Pepper's or album shit, and his example was Tchaikovsky, The Nutcracker, which I was like, oh, which I heard a lot of people say it's the Andrew Previn one. Anyway, sorry. Those are the ones I wanted to share. But the Run DMC thing, I was like, what the fuck? Turn down Run DMC? Like, right at the peak of Run DMC? Fucking idiot. Anyway, I'm never going to go. Although I think he would have matched well with Big Daddy Kane because his voice is really deep. But I think Big Daddy Kane wasn't big enough when Bad was being recorded. So anyway, sorry. Paramount has asked the FCC to sign off on its Middle East investments for the Warner Brothers merger, which apparently is an indirect foreign ownership of equity in Paramount, which would be approximately 49.5%, which is a lot for a government organization to approve of a merger for that, which many people thought it was Middle East money. Apparently, it very much is Middle East money for the Paramount Warner Brothers merger, and they are not happy about that. They're fighting it tremendously. So if you're like, it's definitely not just Ellison money. No, it's not. It's Middle East money that's going into the Paramount Warner Brothers merger, and you should be worried about that, obviously. As well as when the Zaslav pay package was turned down, which he wanted for like $500 million by the Warner Brothers board. Apparently, it was not close. It was 82% of people on the board turned it down. So they do not like him. Apparently, it is a real sense of like, we just like had the two biggest Oscar winners. We're from Warner Brothers. We had a great year. Why did you like? They don't like that he was selling it at that point. Like he apparently what had been going on at Warner Brothers. They don't like David Zaslav. So if you're thinking the people who own shares in Warner's like him, they do not. Which I found interesting. 82%. I was like, they hate that motherfucker. They don't like him. I get it. Okay. Here are the. I guess I should talk about one of these things because I promoted it a bit. But the Django and Zorro movie looks like it is happening. It was kind of signed off by Tarantino, who there have been comics and books of a Django Zorro crossover, so it's not actually that new. But I guess this is going to be more of a mainstream thing. It's going to be written by Brian Hegeland, who wrote the script for Mystic River and LA Confidential. I think that's fine. It's just you got to get Jamie Foxx, and honestly, if you did Jamie Foxx and Antonio Banderas, that sounds like an awesome movie to me. It really, I don't know. I think you got to get those. I think it makes sense to have both of them, but I want to be like, a kitschy, fun thing, but we'll see. I'm not the biggest, like, I don't know. I like Django. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much. So, um, we'll see what happens there. But yes, it is apparently for real happening. I think it's Tarantino's just explaining everything that he's possibly going to do. Because whatever his movie isn't really happening. Supposedly the Clueless show, which we are hearing with Alicia Silverstone reprising her role as Cher, is not moving forward at Peacock. I've heard various testing of this because my wife saw it over the last summer and she said no many people were there when they did the big Fathom Events thing, and I think they're kind of seeing even though Clueless is like a classic and people reference it all the time and watch it, it's like maybe not the IP they thought it was, which is unfortunate. But I also wasn't super into the idea of that show, so that's fine. But I don't know. Sometimes I've noticed like they push these franchises or IPs to whatever they can be, but like sometimes they go, oh, it's not as big as we thought, or people like it but they don't like it that much. But I don't think this show was really a good idea anyway, so it's fine. Apparently Andrew Stanton has made various comments that one, it's his last Pixar movie, which I'm like, yeah, but you're still in the brain trust and I'm sure they'll call you. And he said 6 and 7, Toy Story 6 and 7 are possible. Not what I really wanted to hear, but okay. I don't think we're done with I don't know. I don't think we're done with Toy Story sequels, but I hope they wait a while. It seems to work better if we have to wait a significant amount of time. I think the shortest has been between 1 and 2. But I don't agree with like I like 4, it's not 3, but I'm like I think we're pushing it with the Toy Story franchise there. And in cool marketing that I kind of miss, but I think deserves a little more. You got me, Super Dusky. The people, Ketchup Entertainment released a cease and desist from the Acme, like a joke cease and desist, not a real one, from the company referencing from CEO Foghorn Leghorn about the um, Coyote Acme trailer, which is cute. I'll give Ketchup Entertainment this is actually good uh, marketing, saying having a cease and this is our official response. from the trail that, and it was watched 25 million times in 24 hours, which is a completely loony amount of time, especially given it's distributed by Ketchup Entertainment. But it's a funny kind of cute thing. I'll give Ketchup Entertainment props for doing something fun there. All right, let's go over the box office. And I want to talk about everything that happened and a little bit about Mario. And it's not failing. Let's be stupid. But let's talk about Michael Jackson. The Michael movie opened at $97.2 million. I'm a little surprised it didn't make 100, to be honest with you. It's the second biggest domestic and second biggest worldwide weekend of 2026 so far. It's also had the biggest theater count by a lot, like per screen average, like people showed up to this thing. And it's the biggest biopic opening, obviously overtaking Straight Outta Compton, which was 65 million. And even adjusted, it made more than Straight Outta Compton as well. It is the sixth biggest movie of 2026 already, both domestic and worldwide. It's interesting it did that. It made 121 million worlds. It made 121 million internationally to a total of 218 worldwide and tracking. I'll talk about tracking in a second, but not in box for a Toy Story 6. This time the toys must deal with AI. I don't know. How are we? Oh, we're up to another thing there. Okay. And cheers to you, not in box 60. I think it's like, I actually think, I was thinking if you're going to do a Toy Story movie, we're at the point now, like they should have the reverse of Toy Story 2, or like a different thing where they have a collector who was a kid around Andy's age now collecting them. I think they should do that and have to deal with millennial collectors instead of the toy barn guy. And maybe it could be the toy barn guy's kid, maybe, or something like that. I think they should do that because, man, millennial collectors. Yeesh. Anyway, so what's the deal with tracking with Michael Jackson? The thing is one, yes, tracking is kind of bullshit because unless you have a movie that is a sequel to another movie and you sort of know what its perception would be, and there wasn't really one, and some people say, oh, it appealed more to women or it appealed more to certain minority groups and all that stuff. I don't necessarily agree with that. I just think, oh, thank you, Callie. XE2, I think that's how you said it. I don't agree with that. I just think it's like no one was really sure how this was going to go, although the entire industry knew it was going to be big because that's what fucked up October last year when they had to remove it. So, like, everyone was prepared for this. No one was 100% sure. I do think I don't know. There's a debate on whether Lionsgate gave the tracking sort of low so that they knew it looked good, which studios definitely 100% do. But I also, like, no one was really sure, and it probably was not good to be. It's never good to estimate correctly because you don't get the headline. So yes, there's a bit of manipulation, but also they don't really know, and it's been very much proven that once you get past a certain uh, financial threshold or whatever, it's impossible to really track it. So tracking is kind of dumb, and it's not really that good, and we shouldn't use it. And it wasn't good for this kind of movie, basically. And acting like Lionsgate, yeah, I think they did, but I think they were being safe for a particular reason. And you want your big movie to sound like it overperformed, and it's better to do that way. So, Emily said the next Toy Story should be a post-apocalyptic movie where humans are extinct and the toys are existential about their place in this new world. I like that. Cheers to you, Emily. That was good. Okay. Super Mario Galaxy. I want to talk about that for a second. So it's sort of not really doing it's falling like a usual movie, not like a Super Mario movie. It did lose 500 theaters though, which I know is definitely contributes to it losing, going down 43%, but it lost 552 theaters. It's still like the highest, I think it's the highest grossing movie of the year, but it people are saying it might not cross $1 billion, which is not good for a new franchise. Um, I do think like I think total it's 831, and they're saying it might not outgrow Minecraft and stuff like that. I don't know, but I do think like the novelty of this is worn off. But I also think like maybe people thought it was going to be not a kids franchise, and it very much is. So we'll see what the full deal is with that. But I don't think that's gonna I don't know. I think they're gonna have to recontextualize the Super Mario Brother Galaxy Super Mario franchise and where it's going with that, because clearly box office wise it is not the guaranteed billion that originally they thought, because there's a real chance it won't make that. Although that's not a failure. I was reading about Michael Jackson stuff. They're like, well, Dangerous didn't do as well because it sold 30 million. I'm like, that's still like, I don't know. Sometimes these parameters are kind of dumb, and it's like it's still a huge thing. It's still doing well, but in this case, I think not as much as they thought. Project Hail Mary. Um, I know it the Japan thing, but it's not even doing that super well in Japan. So I think that's part of the problem. Project Hail Mary only went down by 37%. It's still doing really well. It crossed $300 million, and there's a real chance it could outgrow Oppenheimer, which is pretty crazy. The Mummy's doing normal, basically. Sorry, I don't have much to say about that. And then the drama, which is holding on to the top five, actually lost theaters, but is still holding, and it crossed $100 million worldwide. It's probably going to outgrow The Materialists, and is doing, I think, the fifth A24 movie. It's right behind Materialists. It won't outgrow the top two biggest A24 movies, which is Everything Everywhere All at Once, and the biggest, which is Marty Supreme. But it's still doing, for like a two movie star kind of comedy, awkward comedy, is doing insanely well. And the one movie that I think I talked about this on social media and stuff, the fact that I Swear came out and is doing okay and has a good reputation after the way that that was introduced to us is crazy. Whoever markets that deserves a fucking award. That's wild. Congratulations to whoever did that one. Um, and apparently we're basically doing around what we did last year, which is good. Next weekend is considered, with Devil Wears Prada 2, is going to be the beginning of summer. I'm not going to do a box office predictions for summer, but I kind of question doing box office predictions for this summer, because if you do like what you think the highest grossing top 10 are, the top four, I to me, it's definitely, if it's not one of these is one, this will be the top four. Number one will definitely be Toy Story 5, and then it'll be Spider-Man, and then Minions and Odyssey. Like, those are going to be the top four of the summer. I do not think anything will break those four. So it's I didn't I'm not I don't do those kind of prediction things, but I just kind of, I'm like, I don't know how you would, like, it's sort of like what order those four are in, and then six others, and I'm sure the other six aren't super surprising, but it's definitely like, anyway, whatever. I don't think I'd ever do like what I think the big news this summer are going to be. Okay, I wanted to, let's do two obits here, or two major people who influenced things from my childhood. Roger Sweet, who was the creator of He-Man, has died at 91. He was not doing well health wise, and I think we talked about that earlier. Um, he was the primary. He was part of the lead designer on Mattel's toy department, particularly with the He-Man Master Universe line. Was his main thing, as well as he did other stuff. He also uh, declined a request. Oh, well, it's sort of based on he did the He-Man thing. He did a lot of different toys, but He-Man is what he's most known for. But he was having various health problems, which they're trying to help with dementia. That didn't work, but RIP to him. He was a real creative person. I mean, like, we're now having a huge movie out of He-Man, which you'd think that they would be more respectful for him and stuff, but they are not. As well as wait, what? Not, why do I have the wrong person? Not. Hold on. Sorry, I have the wrong name here. Damn it. Okay, I know there's someone else who died this week, and I do not have their name correct, and I wanted to. I'll just scroll down and find him, and I'm sure someone in the chat will tell me while I'm doing this. I should just see there, but man, it is just two major. I don't know. It's sad when these guys die because especially these people who create part of our like childhood and stuff. I know they're just like gone. Where is this guy? Oh, fucking hell, man. Gary Conway. What? Why? I spelled that right. Fucking. Okay, whatever. AI, thanks a lot. All right. Gary Conway, who passed away at 73, he created everything from The Punisher, Power Girl, Firestorm, Killer Croc, Jason Todd, and Ms. Marvel. Oh, I didn't know he wrote a lot of Law and Order, and he is best remembered for the night when Stacy died. RIP to him. He did amazing stuff within his career. He died at 73 this week. But yeah. All right. I'm going to take a break, and then I will talk about the native man from Lolliland, which is probably one of those things that you think I probably reviewed already, but I have not reviewed it already. Actually, I was like, wait, did I do that? In honor of the new regular show coming out soon. Anyway, I will be just taking a quick break. We'll do that, and then questions, and that'll be it. Let me set up let me get the bumper here. Sorry. One man show over here. Okay. Do that. Let me put on the music. Let's just put it in the. I'm going to put it in the middle. Enjoy the music. I will be right back. And thank you for being here. I'll be right back after this. Okay, welcome back. I think I should just play it from the beginning. I feel like I'm always playing these same couple of songs there. But I need to, I will, maybe every now and then I'll do a new break music um, mix or whatever. Like just make custom mixes. But yeah. But we'll have the music coming out maybe Saturday, maybe Friday. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you for making it this far. Good night, Dan. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, Nutbox. How you do it again? What do you mean how you do it again? What does that mean? I'm confused. Um I don't I mean I think well one thing is about the Mario Galaxy thing is it didn't cost anything. One thing you got to give Illumination credit for is keeping their budgets low and not sh- being shitty to their workers from what I'm to understand. I don't work there though, and I don't know anyone who works there, so maybe I'm wrong. But I think they did expect more, but $900 million ain't like that bad. It's just like not as good. But I do think I was thinking about that because I watched um what was it? Michael Snare did a Michael not to bring up Michael Jackson too much, sorry. Discography of Michael Jackson. And he brought up that every album after Thriller people considered a disappointment. You hear that from stuff. I was like, sometimes I think people need to like really think about what they're saying. Yeah, I don't. It's just like I've never heard anyone go, "Well, every Star Wars movie after Star Wars was a didn't make as much as the first Star Wars." And you're like, I mean, yeah, but that's like there's still I don't know. I think people need to rethink what they're really saying, like what they're because that's sometimes like sure numbers wise, but like context and like did it make money is the real barometer. It's like very it's very odd. Like anyway. All right. I guess I'll do um the last call for super chats. If you'd like to do one, we're doing Naive Man from Lolliland and then questions. So this is your last chance if you would like to do a super chat during the show. I think we're not super close to another Godzilla roar, but sort of close. Sort of. I wait. Does that mean bad? Better? Most people think bad. I don't know. I think bad flows better. You know what the problem is? Is Baby Be Mine is not Baby. What the Paul McCartney one? Yeesh, that really doesn't even flow well. I was like, Jesus. I do hope Jafar Jackson shows up in the Beatles in the Paul Beatles movie. I was like, they should really do a crossover. I'm disappointed. We really should have the people playing them. They're just the people in all the other biopics. Like I did like people saying like his Bubbles is in it. And they're like, man, it's crazy that Michael Jackson knew Robbie Williams when he was young. I thought I was like, that's pretty fun. Okay, we're gonna talk about, and granted, I'm like, have I done this before? I haven't. I did 2 in the AM PM before, and I would like to do some more regular show stuff, and I think I will. But I thought I would talk about this is, I guess, JG Quintel's first. I guess it's his first short in honor of regular show. The Lost Tapes, which I'm not sure, like, how are we going to see that? Is it just going to be released on Kim or Kiss cartoons, basically, if they're not letting us see it on streaming? That's probably what's going to happen in their infinite wisdom. And Timmy Cham's Bob. Oh, yeah. And he mentioned about, oh, that's such a good idea. That they have to portray them. I think that would be awesome. Like, they have to sign a 7-picture deal. like, there's Samuel Jackson in the Avengers. You know what? If you do a biopic, that's what you should have to do. That's your penance for making fucking biopics. And I do notice. I think my favorite musician biopic probably Amadeus. I don't think there's a better one. Right? I think Amadeus is up there. So I'm a big Salieri fan. All right. Anyway, let's talk about J.G. Quintel's um, the the Native Man from Lolliland. This is J.G. Quintel's student short. He made it while he was at Cal Arts. Um, I think this was made. It was. This is his first real thing, and it aired, or the first thing we know about. I'm sure he did other assignments and short films, but you don't talk about them too much. But this one obviously went on to be much bigger. I'm not 100%. There seems to be various data on when it was actually like finished. I don't seem to have a real good timeline on that, but it was released on Nicktoons on August 24th, 2005. Um as part of it, basically is actually about Pops, not the native. Okay, sorry. Why do I have the native? Okay, we'll reshoot that part. Um hey, today I'm going to talk about the naive man from Lolliland, which is J.G. Mattel's first kind of student short film. Okay, cool. You can, when you see it later, you can be like, "Wow, seamless," or probably not. But this, yeah, this actually did fairly well for him, and it's one of those like big student film success stories that you hear about with some directors and creators. But it is about Pops from regular show. This is his first appearance. He is visiting the U.S. for the first time as a person from Lolliland. Um, and he's basically at a cafe. He tries to pay with lollipops because that's where he's from, and they get into an argument over that because you can't pay for things with lollipops. Do that, but apparently in his land that is considered currency, and he doesn't understand that. Although I'm surprised nobody brought up that he has a weird sense of money and stuff, and then gets away and flies away and all that stuff. It is interesting that this is the first bit of regular show ever, and it's Pops, which is bizarre, and that character would go on to be in regular show and have like go on for so long. And I think they reference it in a later regular show, I believe. Am I right on that? But or do that? I thought they did reference it in something. But this is the original basis for the first character of regular show. Um, Oh yeah, because they revisit the universe, I guess, and this was included on DVDs and so forth. Um, a regular show, and it did actually win two awards. It won both the Producer's Choice and the Student Animator Awards at the Nicktoons Film Festival in 2005. And it was created during his J.G. Quintel's time at um, Cal Arts, which I already said that, but whatever. I think this is fun, and it shows kind of his whimsical. Of course, are you kidding me? Are we freezing up now? We're freezing up now. While I'm doing this, this is so wonderful. I love it when it does that during the part I'm going to use for something later. This does show kind of the weirder, funner side of JG Quintel. I think most of what I think of him is more of 2 in the AM PM. That's sort of more the prototype to me. As well as like that's sort of the more the regular show vibe. This is sort of his more weird, whimsical side, which is still part of his creative choices and so forth. But it is funny that Pop started there. He does call his driver Benson, but it doesn't sound like Benson. This was voiced by the same guy who normally voices Pop's Sam Moran. I like this short. I do not like it as much as like early regular show or 2 in the AM PM. It's more just like weird and wacky and it's a black and white. It feels very much like a rough student film and stuff like that. I don't I have seen this where I don't like 2 in the AM PM. Sometimes it's recommended. I'll watch that. I've seen this before. I'm kind of like, oh, okay. It's like you haven't really discovered yourself creatively yet. And so this is what you got. I feel like there's certain times, and I've talked about it before, where you see a filmmaker or a creator make a certain thing and then they initially you can tell they're like, okay, now this is what I'm going to make. And it feels like he's sort of figuring himself out. Although it does have a Back to the Future reference, it does have like his weird ideas with it. It does have sort of like what I think is great about J.G. Quintel. He takes something super weird and puts it in a very real, relatable setting, but doesn't skimp on the weirdness at the same time, but also has relatability there. I think that's here because you have someone trying to skip out on the bill, and that is relatable. Well, he's not skipping out, he just doesn't understand how money works in America. Um, I do like this. I like this for the most part. I don't think it's as great as his other stuff. It is funny how much he knows Pops, and I think Pops never changes from his Pops. This feels like Pops from regular show and all that stuff. It is sort of a fun little short. It's nice to see where he came from, but it feels to me like a quick little, a thing he worked really hard on and figured himself out through, but is not fully who he would be when you watch like regular show and close enough and all that stuff. It feels like, just the weirder side of him. And I think he sort of learned how to control it more. I like the little song at the end and stuff like that. But this just seems like a artist or creator or JG Quintel sort of figuring himself out. I'm glad when he was trying to figure himself out, he made a thing that helped him, get a good start and go on to, be able to eventually create regular and stuff like that. But it's sort of a nice little cool short. It's not his greatest or anything, but it's cool to see, Pops, a weird ass character, come from somewhere and have such a cool arc going forward. But I think Pops works better as a supporting character than kind of a main character in this. But it's fun to see him kind of make his weird little student film, and I'm glad it worked out for him. I don't know if it always works out for me, but it was, a nice watch every now and then, I guess. Okay, let's do the questions, and then we'll get out of here. First, we have, or I'll write questions below. Sorry, questions below. Okay, first we have Austin said, "Hey Jim, hope you're well. Busy day. My question is that what's the last movie twist that got you and you're surprised by without spoiling anything too recent?" I didn't know the dramas thing, so I guess that did. Really surprised me. I feel like it's probably something older. Because usually the newer, I can't think of one that like. I guess it sort of was the drama. Um, I'm gonna say that, but I feel like there's like an older one that's like escaping me. But anyway. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not like the greatest answer. A genuine twist. Actually, actually, the end of John Dillman did surprise me. I'll say that. There we go. That surprised me, and like the conversations, the discussions surprised me. When I do that review, and if you see it, if you can get through it. Nathaniel Fogg asks, "What two iconic characters would you like to see a crossover movie together on?" That's a good question, Nathaniel Fogg. Two iconic characters. I was thinking there's really not a lot of Batman Spider-Man stuff, actually. I know that's a very basic question. Answer. Other than that, I wouldn't mind Aqua Teen and Smiling Friends or Aqua Teen and 12 Ounce Mouse. I'm gonna do this. That's three. There we go. I was thinking like, is there a really good Batman Spider-Man? I feel like that should happen and be good. That was my only thing. Sinram. Oh, let me do Sinram, then I'll do Willie Moon. Thank you for the super chat though. Hold on. No, you're at. This is an interesting one. I haven't really fully read it. Hold on. Sarah said Speed Racer and Fight Club had re-releases this week. Any film in particular that you missed in theaters that you'd like to see on the big screen if given the opportunity? I did say Dracula, and that is true. I'd have to. A lot of the ones I have done, like Jaws, Speed was big when I saw that one on film. Actually, Batman. What else have I? Dracula is one. I've never seen Public Enemy in theaters, so that would be one of my top four. I don't think I've seen Pink Flamingos in theaters. I want to think of one more because I feel like there's probably a good one that I haven't seen in theaters. Um, I haven't seen a lot of like the big. You know what? Actually, I'll say this: I've not done the 70 millimeter Lawrence Arabia, and I need to do that. That's like a life goal right there. So, all right. William Ellman. Let me just do a question. Jim, can you think of any films you initially hated but grew to like more on a second viewing? For me, it's Blow Up by Antonioni or Michelangelo Antonioni and Salt Lord by Emerald Fennell. What? First off, choose you, William Ellman, that I hated initially. Hated. I did not like any of the late '90s teen movies that much, and I'm sort of more okay with them. I'm more accepting of them now. I don't know. I think I just hated them because I was a movie dork kid, and I was like, "This is what all the kids are wanting." I don't like it. I know who Truffaut is. Um, um, hated. I'm trying to think. Some of my opinions have cooled on some things when I rewatch them. And I can't think. Damn it. It was like one that would like fucking annoy the shit out of me. Um, what was it? There was a one that was like, oh, you know what? Actually, well, The Matrix was a weird one for me because I was so into the movies of '99 and people kept bringing it up, and so I like was really not interested in The Matrix for a chunky years because it was like so overwhelming. And then I was like, yeah, but it's really good. So that one I did turn on. I think a couple Wachowski things I've not Jupiter Ascending. I'm even fine with when I catch it on TV. I'm like, I'm more okay with it. Same with Cloud Atlas, and I will say I'm more fine with because I'll say the Matrix second one. I can appreciate it more now than when I saw it in theaters because I was just so sick of. I did get kind of sick of the Matrix because almost everyone would just love that movie, and I was just like so into John Woo and the influences. It kind of annoyed me, to be honest with you, the whole thing with it, and I was just sick of it, and I was not super into it. So I would say actually Matrix really because that was the Cleese the Fetus rant. People would get mad at me, but Matrix 3 is not good. I'm not. I'm not gonna. But I would say the second one, that one, I changed my mind on. I don't think there's any like art now. It's like, was there one? And I can't think of one. Yeah, which probably more like I had a shitty attitude going in, and I've changed on. Like I didn't think How to Train Your Dragon would be good. That was one, but I was wrong when I saw it. I hope that answered that, William. I'm sorry if that was not. But yeah, I had like, I mean, you watch that Cleese Matrix rant. That was like, well, at my film school, I don't think anyone else cared. Now I'm trying to think anything. Yeah, every now and then I'll see something, and I can't think of like. It's usually something I had a pre-existing hatred of for no fucking reason. I guess, yeah. Anyway, corn. Sorry. Now that Amish Paradise bit is over, how does that rank among the stupid bits I've done on stream? Probably pretty low. Anyway, now that's over, more Babu Frick, right? Yeah. What happened to Katana Wolfman? Who was that? Who did that? That was a good bit. Also, yeah. Let's bring back Babu Frick. Why did Son of Mask get made? The Doob Loon Hunter. I think they really thought. I don't know because that doesn't make any sense to me. That one, to be 100%. I never really caught that. Are the Furbies the greatest invention of all time, or is it at least top 10? Top 10, definitely top 10. Those were like such. I remember my friend had one, and it wouldn't shut up, and we threw it in a drawer, and it kept not shutting up for like hours, and we ignored it, and then we came back. It was still those things are weird. Question: I was at the Mystery Science Theater episode. I was the Teenage Wilbur, starring Michael Landon, who's the son director Christopher Landon, director of Happy Death Day 1 and 2. Oh, that's his dad? Do you think he's seen that episode? Probably. He's definitely knows about it. I guarantee. A lot of more. Most people who work on those movies are aware of those things than you think. Embla T, is there too many Anne Hathaway? Is she trying to beat Zendaya? Could she make more stuff like Colossal? I've heard it. I think it's like Anne Hathaway has 4 things, Zendaya has a bunch of things, and Robert Pattinson. Those are like the three I've heard a lot. Um, yeah. Black Saxophone, what's an old movie you think is begging to be remade? I was always surprised Ida Lupino's The Hitchhiker. That seemed like such an easy one. I think someone tried, but not that many. I'm surprised more like simple kind of genre stuff doesn't get remade more. But I guess it sort of does in a way. Nightbox 64, which Paul Thomas Anderson movie would you love to rewatch in a theater if it gets a rerun in your area? That's a good one. I think I've seen everything post Magnolia, so I didn't see Boogie Nights. I probably that would be fun. Yeah, I think. Oh no, I didn't see Licorice Pizza. I did see that recently, and I didn't do a review. I'm sorry, guys. Austin, can you wish Chikawa and Hakawa a happy birthday? It's their birthday today, May 1st. I don't know who those are, but happy birthday to those things. Are those your friends? I don't know. Question: Desert Warrior, Empires of the Deep, Jon Snow, Nuclear Winter. What other movies by wealthy business people or real artists should be added to this catalog? I was thinking with that movie, I don't think it lost more than John Carter. I guess it's because it made less, but like I think John Carter lost more money, if I recall correctly. What was that movie? I think Saber did a video on it, or was gonna do a video on it. The animated movie. I forget. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm pretty sure John Carter was a bigger bomb than that Anthony Mackie movie. Black Sea Oxenwinkle. I was rewatching Foster Home for Imaginary Friends and got to the pizza clip, the super infamous one. What's the darkest moment in otherwise lighthearted kids show you remember? I mean, I was a big Ren Stimpy fan as a kid, so I guess there's a lot of those. Sometimes when I've rewatched Smurfs and there'll be like cuts like that and like they'll reference sometimes with the like people who are like, I'm just trying to save my business on Scooby Doo. You're like, oh geez, and you did all this. And a dog and some teenagers ruined it. Every now and then there'll be one, but Pup, would you be willing to take a guest animator for Film Art Video, assuming you still have some scripts kicking around? No comment on Film Art Video at this time, and that's all I'll say. Pup, but I wouldn't do a guest animator because it's always really tight around here, and I couldn't really pay someone, and I trust me, I'm very aware of the work animators do, and I would not want to do that to someone, and particularly my own work schedule, which probably would make no sense to another person. So, but no comment on Film Art Video at this time. Embla T, WTF, did Michael's ending just rip off Megamind's ending? I don't. You know what? I haven't really watched Megamind, so I cannot comment on that. Cornbread, Resident Evil made me think people were acting crazy with when they dropped the trailer, when it was like a normal trailer to release gap, but nothing about Nosferatu. Thank you for that one. I like that the Nosferatu meme came back. Hold on. Thanks, YouTube. You're being very... Okay, hold on. I'm like back in the... It's okay. I might have to refresh. Sorry. I don't even know where I am in the... Okay, I think I can do it from... Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, Okay, I can read some. Sorry if it's being weird. Question. No, you did that. Embla. I know Joe Jackson is bad, but it is weird that those lawyer, manager, agent people are Michael Saber's Sherman, despite one of them also the film producer being fired multiple times. Yeah, I don't. I did find like the whole. Jesus, thanks a lot. YouTube. I can't even see anything. I'm assuming I'm still live. I'm gonna pretend I am. I can't even see if anything's going on. Wonderful. It seems just really choppy. I'll just keep trying to read these. I hope you can hear me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Those lawyer people, the fact that like Miles Teller is playing the guy who runs his estate is like really weird and like all and he gives like no performance about it. It's just like it's really pathetic. Medela Butterfly. Now, are we still okay? Wow, what is going on, man? Okay, I'm assuming. Thanks, YouTube. Okay. Now question now is Scooby. This is from Mandela Butterfly. Scooby and Casper. What other cartoons will get the Wednesday treatment? I wouldn't mind my favorite. Uh, the you know what, McGilla Gorilla. I can't think of anything right now on the things that. Okay, Cornbread says based on Jesus. This is like not coming back on the other thing there. Question based on how you spoke with Dad's House, it seemed like you mostly in the dark on Michael Cusa's other two shows he made during Smiling Friends, and you should go back now it's Smiling Friends. Or I would like to. Katana Wolfman was a cornbread classic. I would agree with that. How would you describe the state video game movies are in compared to? How would you describe the state video game movies are in today compared to now? I mean, I think they're actually trying. I think that's the difference. Ratboy Mickey, if you could direct a Godzilla movie, who are your top two monsters? King Ghidorah, probably Godzilla. But yeah, I'd say those two. Question: what streaming service do you use the most? Probably Tubi or Netflix. Ratboy Mickey, I know you don't draw, but you when you get the chance, any favorite things? I kind of just scribble. I'm not much of a. I like drawing. I would say I've seen real artists draw, and I don't have the like. I don't like get a pencil and want to draw as much. So yeah, I'll say that. Are there any garbage TV shows you watch like reality TV or gaming shows? I've actually been really into this 70s cop show Hunter that I have on in the background. I love it. So I'll say that I've been into. Okay. What's is that the last one? Oh, question. What Scooby Doo clone should you have given a Netflix show instead? Funky Fam or Speed Buggy or Jabberjaw? Jabberjaw. 100% Jabberjaw. All right. Jesus. This is like YouTube is like not working out for me. All right. I'm going to try to find this one more time before we say goodbye, but I want to thank you all for your patience. I'm sorry that I thought we saved it, and this is like the worst, the worst choppy one I've ever seen. Okay, is it coming back now? Okay, thank you for saying that, Cornbread, and thank you for saying I'm still alive, Cineram. I just want to see it on a regular YouTube page because I usually have it. Oh, it is like frozen, frozen. All right, I think we best end this. I apologize for whatever happened here. It's really not doing too good. But thank you all for being here. Let me give a shout out to um, the people who gave super chats during the show. Can I still hear me? I apologize for what. Oh, I can hear me. Okay, so this is just an audio. This is like an actual podcast now. Okay. I want to give a thanks to everyone who gave a super chat during the show. I can see that at least. Black Seahawks, Winkle, Nattenbox64, Cinram, thank you for the long, 3 super chats there. Medella Butterfly, well, I'll say her name, Cinram. Medella Butterfly, Nbud T, William Elman, Jortunes, Austin, William Elman, Nattenbox64, Nbud T, and William Elman. Thank you so much for the super chats tonight. I very much appreciate it. There's a chance I might be on a different night next week, but I will let you know. Please check that. If you did want to ask me a question and did not get to, you can do the comments in this video. You can also do the Discord. Now it seems like it's fine. I don't understand this. Anyway, cheers to everyone. I want you all to have a good night. I'm sorry for the. I don't know what happened. I thought we were doing better. Maybe I'll look around. If I have the time, I'll look around at stuff. But thank you all for being here. Enjoy the videos this weekend. I hope you guys see a good movie. Hey, thank you, Medella Varda. Thank you. If anyone who made it through the end off all those choppiness, I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. I will see you all next time, whenever that is. Y'all have a good night. Cheers to you all, and we'll see you, when I see you. And enjoy. See a good movie. Peace out, and thank you for being here. All right, cool.